Moment of truth. Going live. I think it's live. I need to confirm that though. Mama doesn't know what's going on. She needs to check. Oh, yep, there's me. Hi. Ooh, I dropped my cookie. I lost it. I'll get it later. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. I apologize for the delay in content creation. I had intended to get a video out a lot sooner than this month, but unfortunately, unforeseen circumstances have prevented me from doing so. I mean, you did get a video this month, but it was a video that I thought was going to be posted last month, but was instead posted this month due to, I guess, communication kerfuffle between me and Repsion, but that's fine, it's okay. Because, for those of you who don't know, the Repsion video was actually, or the last video on the channel, Embrace Yazification, yeah, that was a, how do you say, a guest video that went on Repsion's, and I dual posted it on this channel, just so my main audience would see it too, so, there. And then, right before that went live, I actually got attacked by a dog, as everyone knows, thanks to the wonders of the internet. Ow. I actually bit on the frosting wrong. That wasn't because of the atrociousness that is my face. Oh my god. I'm gonna be a pig on stream, aren't I? Yes, I am. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm doing quite well. I am doing quite well, all things considered. I guess, to be super brief, I still have internal sutures that need to dissolve here and here, which is why everything kind of looks sunken on this side. Of course, it doesn't also help that the scarring is still very, like, obnoxiously visible, and there is some, I guess you could call it, swollenness here, where, again, the sutures still have yet to dissolve. It do be like that, though. Ugh, hello, small one. It do, in fact. What else did I want to just get out of the way real quick? The scarring actually looks pretty good, all things considered. I mean, I've seen, since the incident on New Year's Eve, I've seen a lot of, I've seen a lot of different facial traumas from a lot of different people, some less, some greater than my own was, and that is of course from like the onset of the incident that they had, and then their healing progress X amount of days or X amount of months later. And I gotta say, I kind of feel like I'm in the upper level of healing, if that makes any sense. I mean, it's not super red and super ugly. It is there, obviously you can see it, and the sutures still kind of make everything look wonky, but the plastic surgeon did a really good job, I gotta say. From just, like, attaching my lips in the first place to attaching them back to where they were supposed to go. Deeply appreciate that. So that's going to be fun. What I have to look forward to now is the ambulance bill and getting the rest of the first hospital bill, which I guess is going to get billed in the new year. But it doesn't really matter at this point because I already met my deductible. So that's going to be fun. So hopefully it's not going to be a super exorbitant cost because I'll just have to pay for the emergency services copay. But the ambulance bill is going to be a little bit sketchy because I read that the ambulance company is a little bit sketchy, unfortunately. So whenever that rolls through insurance, if that ever gets around to rolling through insurance, because they called me to ask me for my insurance information, but I haven't seen anything in, like, my patient portal, or not my patient portal, but, like, my insurance portal for claims as to that department of things. But, we'll see. Yeah, no, apparently the ambulance service that we used is notorious for not even sending you a bill and just going and sending you straight to collections, so I have that to look forward to. I did call them, and they said that it'll take anywhere from 30 to 60 days to actually get an invoice in the mail from them, so that's going to be fun. And the funny part is, actually, is that it's probably going to get sent to my dad's house because my driver's license is still at my dad's address because I moved out in the middle of the COVID pandemic, and DMVs haven't been super good about accepting people to update their licenses because of that reason. But anyway, can I help you? Regarding the actual at-fault parties themselves, I did end up meeting with the owner on Friday. We had a nice sit-down dinner at, like, our favorite restaurant in my old town, and we had a good chat. I asked her about the dog, whose name is Cleo, and so it turns out what we think happened was, like, when I was down on my knees, giving the good doggo pets and such, the, simply me looking Cleo in the eyes ended up triggering her to bite me, and we think it was probably a reaction from earlier in her youth, because she is a rescue, earlier in her youth when she had been used as a, like, a fight dog, a dog that fights in the pit. So what I understand about dogs is that when they're fighting up against each other, they use eye contact quite frequently in the kerfuffle to challenge or antagonize their opponents. And so that is a trigger for them to attack the other dog. And so as a result, I ended up triggering Cleo to bite me because of her early life trauma. It's all very fun stuff. Very great. So the owner has told me that she's isolated Cleo away from all the other animals and any other people as well. She's actually just finished her observation period, so she doesn't have rabies. I didn't have to get a rabies shot. That was great. But she finished her 10 days isolation period, and she's out of it now, but she's still in isolation because the owner is still cautious with that. She said that she's going to be more upfront with people about kind of what to expect with Cleo if they end up meeting with Cleo, but she's also going to end up muzzling Cleo whenever it is that she has to engage with other parties. So the muzzle is going to prevent Cleo from biting anyone ever again. So that'll be fun. She's also working with a trainer one-on-one every week to kind of hopefully unlearn some of those behaviors that she learned early on in her life. And so I don't think the owner is ever going to be super 100% comfortable with Cleo around other people for obvious reasons. But yeah. The dog's owner is going to help me with the bills. That was something that was discussed, like, within the first 24 hours of everything happening. Right now I'm just waiting for everything to come in first and settle so that we can settle up evenly. So that's going to be fun. This is my first dog bite, so I don't know 100% what to expect from everything with the insurance and what they might do, and the ambulance and what they might do. I've been relatively good about staying out of hospitals, with the exception of my appendectomy, which was actually kind of a very similar story. Not exactly similar, but kind of the same in that I did end up having to go to the hospital at a very early hour in the middle of the night, except in this case, I was actually in my hometown, and I had a support system, whereas for my appendectomy, I did not have a support system, and I was all by my little lonesome. Well, I had a small support system of friends, but, like, no family. No family to sit in the parking lot and wait for me to get out. Because that was a thing. What? He doesn't see... Okay, hang on. I thought... hang on. I gotta let Polly into the room because apparently he doesn't have access to the room. Interesting. What? Enter any room. I'll pull you in. Technical difficulties. You know, I probably should have, like, foreseen that something would happen. I literally gave Polydub the only role. Unless Polly doesn't have that role. Does Polly not have that role? Does Polly not have the Polydub role? Did I neglect to give Polly the Polydub role? I did! No! I made the Polydub role, and then I neglected to give Polly his role. I'm great. Great, great, great. Okay. Great. It's great. Ah! Get away from me. You've been doing that all day. Okay. Try it now. Some boomer moments were had. It's okay. I'm allowed to have at least one blonde moment. I was wondering where Polly was because I told him what to do. But I guess I didn't tell me what to do. Anyway. I feel so sad about that. So anyway, yeah. Regarding the dog attack, I'm pretty much, like, capable of everything that I could have done beforehand. There's not a whole lot of limitations to me. I can't whistle. If I tried, it probably wouldn't turn out well. I could try. No, I can't whistle. That's probably due to the lack of actual physical control I have over this area. Because, right up until here, it is numb. Polly, can you hear me? Can I hear you?
Yes.
Oh, great. Brilliant. I'm sorry.
Now I can see it.
Okay, let me tell you what happened.
You didn't create a role?
I created a role. I created the Polydub role. And guess who I forgot to add to the Polydub role?
Wow.
So I'm sorry.
Nah, that's fine.
I apologize.
That's all good. Oh, you're live. Hold on. Here we go.
I am, in fact. Okay, I want to try something. I want to play a sound effect, and I want you to tell me if you could hear it.
All right.
Can you hear this?
I heard you push the button.
God damn it. Okay, so I'm going to have to figure out how to implement sound effects into the Discord shenanigans, because I thought that would work.
How are you capturing them?
They're just desktop audio.
Mm.
So I thought maybe it might work if I was just sharing my screen with you. Are you watching the stream?
No.
Okay, that's probably why.
That probably would be. What? Let me guess. Everyone else on the stream heard it. Hold on.
Everyone else heard it because they could hear it.
Okay, then it's fine. Then it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Life goes on. It's great.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, are you watching?
No. Should I be? Hold on. Yes, I'm watching.
I mean, are you watching the Discord?
Yeah, I'm watching the Discord.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just press a different button. Okay, could you hear that?
No.
God damn it. Fucking hell. Alright. Because we could bring our show game to the next level if I could implement sound effects into everything, but yeah, no. Apparently.
No, you can. There's a way to get it to play through. We'll figure it out. It's fine.
Okay.
For now, the sound effects are for you, chat. They're for you and only you.
Only you, chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a way to have it play through Discord so people can hear.
I'll figure it out.
Where the voice capture is coming from, we'll also hear your sound effects.
Indeed. Polly, how are you? It's been a minute.
Been a hot minute. How are you is the question.
Yeah. I'm good. You know how many times I get asked that a day now? Like, how are you, Weebo? Are you okay? Can we do anything for you? I mean,
was that why you just stopped answering my DMs when I asked you that?
I appreciate it, but when it happens 27 times a day...
You hearing the humble brag here, Chad? You listen to this?
People just care about me too much.
So people love me. Everybody wants to know how I'm doing and worried about me. It's so trying.
Woe is me. It's just the worst thing ever. Oh my god. I can't even. Physically cannot. There is just no possible way for me to carry on with this eternal struggle that I have. Ooh. I got to
Holy
use
shit,
one of the
you've
sound
got
effects.
royalty in chat. Look at that.
Oh shit.
Sinatra's there.
Oh, I was gonna say Kefki is there.
Well, Kefki too. Not royalty.
Hey,
Darth Mandel says, wow, Polly sounds clearer than he ever did on the AAA meeting. Okay. Sinatra's got some fucking questions to answer then. What the fuck's he doing with it? Well, why is Weebo's unboosted server capturing voices more clearly than your boosted server?
Because you get a special role just for you, Polly.
Discord is the confuse.
I don't get it.
It claims once you boosted it, it'll up the megabytes of things you can drop in, so you're not limited to 8 megabyte memes and porn videos and whatnot. You can now go up to 50 or whatever the hell, and also increases your kilobytes per second of audio quality. Does it though? Does it really? I don't know.
Sinatra's like, I don't know, LMAO, like, what do they expect you to say? You've got cut on your face and everyone's doting on you. Well, I don't mind it. But
Sinatra, yours is unboosted too. I was there when you boosted it. And said, hold on, give me a second. And you threw 2 $5 boosts on it. Were you just making it up? Were you just telling us a story? You weren't actually doing shit at the time? I could believe it.
Maybe.
Or maybe they took his money and didn't do anything. I could also see that.
I could see that. I mean, there's no shortage of sketchy online peoples who sell you things that are nothing. For instance, NFTs are a thing.
It's true. It's true.
I think I saw
Tariq Nasheed's NFTs now. That's quality.
Wait.
That's something you want.
He came out with NFTs too? Why is everyone coming out with NFTs?
I believe it's called a hype trend money grab while the getting's good type thing.
Sounds gay. See, me,
Not
I never
AAA
took
circuit,
marketing
no.
101. So, I do not understand the utility of the NFT. It actually, you know what it sounds like?
Nift?
Well, yes. But I mean, do you know what it reminds me of?
Chinese knockoff of Nerf?
No.
Oh, okay. What?
I was gonna say, the first time I heard the word NFT and people being all hype about it, I thought it was a type of porn.
Oh, gotcha.
Because usually if I don't know what an acronym stands for, chances are it's something sexual. or
Right, like
pornographic.
MILF, BBC,
Mm-hmm.
BDSM, etc. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm getting asked if huh?
Weebo, if anyone ever asks you if you do GFE in Greek, say no.
No, I don't. Why? What does it mean?
It's a joke. Because GFE's girlfriend experience, you don't do that.
Yes.
You don't take money to kiss tricks and
No, I don't do that.
and all that other stuff. And Greek is, well, what is ancient Athens and Sparta famous for in terms of
The
younger and older
not
gener?
totally gay relationship between Achilles and Patroclus.
Exactly. Greek is anal.
I,
See, you can't write in a back page or whatever the fuck ad if you're an escort that yes, I do anal, yes, I do girlfriend experience. You can't write that. So you write GFE and Greek.
yeah, that sounds about right.
And what you'll see over and over again is no GFE, no Greek, because escorts don't want to kiss tricks and tell them that they love them and so on and so forth. You have to pay a lot extra for that.
Mm-hmm. You have to pay extra for the girlfriend experience.
Fuck yes.
Like, just sex is but girlfriend experience. If you want me to actually pretend to be into you.
Exactly.
That's called costume.
Exactly.
Yeah, Weebo goes there fast. Such a dirty mind. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. So, Molly, you want to hear, so I haven't been online since before the incident.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to share with you the most traumatic thing that happened to me that night. Jokingly. Jokingly, of course. Yeah, New Year's Eve.
Okay.
So, it wasn't the dog bite itself that was super traumatic, nor was it the getting sewn together that was super traumatic, or even the car ride over to the hospital that was super traumatic. No, sir. It was the nurse's bedside manner. That was the most traumatizing thing about that whole experience. Because I get in there, my face is covered with the gauze, they come up to me, and they're asking me 8 million questions, and I'm like freaking out because, well, I am...
You are the injure.
I am the injury person.
Yeah.
The person bleeding out currently in front of them. And they're interrogating... By the way, I cannot talk very well because half of my face, or half of my mouth at the very least, is like split open and bleeding everywhere. So that's bad. But they're asking me 8 million questions. And they're on the phone with El Boyfriendo too because he's not allowed inside the hospital. Because COVID. So I'm alone in the ER, in my room. He's on the phone with them, with the nurse, getting it more information because they need to know if the dog is vaccinated and stuff. But they're also still talking to me, asking me 8 million questions, and I'm answering the same 8 million questions over and over and over again. And then finally they get to the point of like, all right, let's see this bad boy. Right? So, of course, I figure that they're going to have to see the injury in order to treat it. That's a no-brainer. But, I mean, the reaction could have been tempered a little bit. They didn't have to have such a visceral one when I showed it to them. But they did. And that was worse than the actual act of getting bitten for me. Because they just kind of like recoiled in horror and shock and whatnot. And then they proceeded to poke my lips apart. So that they could get a decent picture of it. But they didn't give me anything for the pain beforehand. So they neglected completely to give me any painkillers. While they're just like separating my lips which have clotted together and just are refusing to separate easily without not immense, but an amount of force that was painful to me. So when they see it initially, they recoil. When they finish getting it separated, they take a picture, and then the nurse proceeds to leave the room with the door open and tell all the other nurses about my really bad dog bite. And I can hear the whole thing in the hallway too, from the hallway too. Those bitches.
Those motherfuckers.
And then, as if to make things like worse, because I can understand, maybe they don't realize that they left the door open, but another nurse comes right back in, and she goes, "All right, honey, I don't want you to take a picture of your face right now. You don't need to see that right now. It's bad, okay? Just don't look at it." And I'm like, ah! 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 And you think that would be the end of it, right? No. Because they have to do the COVID test, Polly. They have to do the COVID test. 2 hours after I get to the hospital, they do a COVID test on me. Where they take the nasal thingy and they swab around in your brain cavity, right? Except, the nurse drops it on the floor after she's administered it. So she has to re-administer the COVID test on me. So she has to poke my brain a second time in both nostrils, because she dropped one, and then she had to re-administer it on both, I guess. That's the thing I'm most salty about, Polly.
Yeah.
I did not have a good hospital experience. Compared to my appendectomy, which was at a bunk, middle of nowhere, hoedown, frickin' shitty hospital that everyone avoids like the plague. My hospital stay at this place versus my appendectomy one, way worse. Way, way worse. Bedside manner was shit. But anyway, I just wanted to share because I'm still grieved about it. Aggrieved about it. End scene.
It's Finn. Okay. Let me offer you a couple of options. Okay. There's option A, which is what you just described, which is the bedside manner of like the horrid reaction, and it's like you don't want to take a picture of your face right now. It would make Eli Roth vomit. Like you don't like that's not good. Because it makes it sound bad and it's scary and you're hearing the things, right? Okay, so that's option A.
Yeah.
Option B, I'll provide you is what happened to me. Doctor walks in, he's got a clipboard. Okay? He looks up in my face and goes, "Yeah, okay, that's cancer. And what we're going to do, and 4 years, huh? All right, we are going to take a biopsy today." And he's writing while saying this. He hasn't looked up. We haven't made eye contact yet. Okay? He goes, "And we're going to get a biopsy off of that today and then schedule you for a biopsy of your lymph nodes to see if there's nodal involvement because it has been 4 years that was there, which is not good. I also want to schedule you to get you started with the beginnings of drug therapy, chemotherapy, just in case there is nodal involvement. We want that 2-week build up in your blood system. Time lapse to be shortened as much as we can, just in case there is nodal involvement." And then he looks and then goes, "Period." You know when somebody hits like their clipboard when they've hit the period at the end of their sentence? He goes,
Done.
"Yeah." He goes, "Period." And then he looks up at me, and that was the first time he made eye contact. And I looked at him and I said, "Cancer?"
Oh God, that's shit. That's shitty bedside manner.
Okay, so I ask you, which one? You know what I mean? Like oh my God, you've got cancer on your face. We're gonna have to cut a whole chunk of your face off, kid. Like, which is what ended up happening. Yeah, no, I hear you. Is my point about bedside manner. Like, there's a whole range that it can happen at. Like the overly concerned scaring the hell out of me, and the dramatically disinterested that concerns the hell out of me. You know what I mean?
I think I would have preferred the dramatically disinterested, matter-of-fact kind of doctor person. I think. Maybe. The confirmation that it looked bad was the thing that set me in a panic mode, and at that point, I was alone with, like, no support system, and they just left me alone with that in my head to run around and be like, oh yeah, you're gonna be terribly scarred for life. This
Right.
is your face now. That freaked me out, because it was just rolling around in my head, and I ended up having to be like, deep breathing exercises to calm myself the fuck down, because I was getting to a point of, like, stress. Like, a lot of stress. Like, not just the normal amount of stress, but, like, panic mode.
Yeah, I remember getting back from the party I was at, drunk, like DMing with you, and you're like, I'll still never forget it. You said a dog nipped me. Those are your exact. Oh, nipped.
That's
the dog
what it
nipped you.
was. It was a nip, but it was a pit bull that nipped me, and so that made all the freaking difference in the world, because they have strong freaking bites. Strong freaking bites. Like, I'm. Hi, hello, testament to that here, because there was no shaking, there was no grabbing and holding on for dear life by the dog. It was just a super quick nip.
Yeah.
And this.
Holy fuck! What they do? Sharpen his teeth?
I don't know what they did to her. Just, yeah, no, it's just, yeah.
Wow.
Fucking, like, there was no warning, there was no nothing. It was just super quick. Instantaneous.
Travis Gardner, thank you for the $3. Weebo doesn't have anyone's pop-ups. So.
Oh, yeah, no, I neglected to get that from you before the show. I was a little bit...
It's alright, let me shoot it to you now.
Preoccupied.
No, it's fine. Croccupied?
Preoccupied. Preoccupied.
I'm like, were you working with a crock pot? Is that like a new word you got?
No, I just combined syllables. Yeah, so Sinatra definitely nailed it with the PSA there, because, like, I was watching that. I still had stitches in my face, by the way, but I was watching that, and I had to hold my face like this the whole time to prevent myself from actually smiling, because, like, extending it to the full length would hurt the stitches, because there was still stuff embedded in my actual lips. Like, they took it out of my face, but they didn't remove it from my lips, or the under part of my lip, whatever the fuck you call that. So anything past the vermilion border, which is a word that I learned in the hospital, is this is the vermilion border, the line of demarcation between your lips and your face. Anything past that,
vermilion and demarcation.
Mm-hmm.
Weebo's reaching in the word bag tonight. I'm liking it.
Indeed. But anything beyond that, they didn't take out because it would have dissolved. So they left it in, and it hurt like a bitch. And now I know that I will never get lip piercings, because I don't think I could handle any more piercings to my mouth area, personally. I'm done with that. It's over now.
Okay, so I DM'd you my alert box URL, and you've got your own URL plugged in?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
For the cocktail hour chat. It doesn't look like the super chats thing worked. I have to... There we go! Thank you, Gamer Valine. That's what this is all about. You know what I have to do is I have to, like, do special donation things for that. Sorry. No. Back. Get back. Never mind. I have a cat. She's just slowly walking on the desk towards everything. Thanks, dear. I just have to move my head so I can read this super chat, because there's a tail in my face. The military gives their canines titanium implants when they lose teeth. Well, of course they do. Of course they do. Can you lay down?
That's very cyberpunk.
Indeed it is.
Yeah, it sounds like an upgrade that you can get with a fucking DLC. Like titanium teeth for my dog companion. Like it.
Hmm?
It does. What?
Yeah.
That also inject, anesthetizing poisons. So when bites happen.
Indeed you could.
Yeah.
Before we
Like something right out of
get
Shadowrun.
before we get
Okay, wait a
too
minute.
far.
You know what?
What?
I said Travis Gardner donated $3, and I never even read what he wrote.
Yeah, you should probably read what he wrote.
Yeah, I suck. It's fine. Travis Gardner, thank you for the $3. Just got back from an ER visit, and I give washing machines better bedside care.
Indeed. All right,
I
let me.
I could tell you this, Weebo. So when you went to get your stitches,
Thank you for your patronage.
Oh, thank you.
oh, nice.
So when I went to go get stitches, I'm putting your stuff in here. Oh wait, no, it's not that, is it? Yeah, it is.
You know what I don't understand? Why is it that watching your live stream, watching your screen capture from Discord, I can hear your Streamlab donation pop-ups?
Because well, don't you have my
Is that-
Labs account thing?
Yeah, but it's plugged into my OBS. It doesn't work that way on AAA. We all have to run OBS in the background, or have it run through a browser or whatever. You have to plug the URL in somewhere for the donation notification pop up. It just popped up. Thank you for your patronage, and I just heard it, and I'm like, wait a minute. It doesn't work that way on AAA.
Interesting.
Sinatra's been lying to us.
Okay, there we go. I think I got it now. It works.
All right.
I had to link it, I guess, or something. But anyway, it should work now. I just have to copy and paste it over if we ever do the news, because I have a news thing too, a news scene. It's a whole thing.
You know what you should post off to the left of the screen for funsies?
What?
The Weebo Scarface poster, because that's one of my favorite creations I've ever made.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
Come on, you look so badass. I mean, come on, it's just admit it. You know it. I mean, it's the original, iconic Al Pacino Scarface poster from 1982, but it's you.
Let me grab it. All right, just give me 1 second to grab the thingy. I think it's in my brand assets in Weebo memes.
I should open after the show Photoshop to show you how I pulled that off. That's 4 layers of your face to achieve that effect.
I deeply appreciate it.
Yay!
It's hidden behind all of the stuff.
All of the wordy words.
All of the wordy words.
That's fine. It's a high contrast image.
Indeed.
Yeah, it shows.
All right. Before we get too far ahead, I wanted to run these super chats from the next 6 minutes because he did them ahead of time, like a good boy. So there's this one.
Thank you for your patronage.
He says, no idea if you're doing cocktail hour tonight. This is last week, so 8 days ago. Wouldn't blame you if you skipped. I hope my benefit stream was entertaining. Likely didn't raise as much as Sinatra, but we made some progress and had a few laughs. Heal up, homie. And then before I address that, he also donated yesterday to this amount.
Thank you for your patronage.
I didn't expect he'll be back with cocktail hour so soon, but I'm gonna throw you a dono anyway. I would encourage everyone to buy some of Weebo's merch as well because it goes to support her. Give the girls a pat for me and keep healing up, homie. Yes. I want to thank Sixy for putting on his benefits stream. Much appreciated. And also Polly for...
Whoa. You might want to turn that down a bit.
A little bit, I guess.
Yeah, control volume through OBS and it'll give you a volume slider.
It does when it's live, but because it's not up, it doesn't want to do the thing.
What do you mean?
It doesn't, trigger it again.
Women. No, not when it's live. You can do it at any time. Hold on.
Well, no, it has to be activated, but it's not
No, it
active.
doesn't. Right click on properties. Click on whatever you captured it as, Polly's, as a URL capture, right?
It's a browser link.
Okay, browser link. Okay, so right click on browser link and hit properties. Okay, and there'll be a little clicky box that says control audio via OBS. Click it.
Oh. too.
Yeah, and then the little sliders will appear and turn mine way the fuck down because that was so loud. It was.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
I didn't
Shio,
know.
Shio, thank you very much for the $2. It's not all bad. I got the answer to a burning question of mine. No, burn victims do not get cremation discounts.
What?
Damn, bro.
Rough.
Rough.
I was asked, did the GoFundMe pay out yet? It's been doing it in, like, increments. So what it does is it goes to Rhino, and then he sends me the rest of it directly to my PayPal. But, it clears after X amount of days when it's been donated by a person because of, like, credit card, debit card, internet, transactional shenanigans. So it takes a little bit. So he's been doing it every, like, 2,000 that he gets. So, yes, it is in progress, if that makes any sense. But I do...
Wait.
So, Polly, I really want to thank you for the benefit stream that you did on Sinatra's channel with Sinatra and Drunkle. Because... Well, not because, but that was, like, the nicest thing ever that anyone has ever done for me. It made me cry. You made me cry. You and Six actually made me cry. You assholes.
I mean, I said on the stream our goal was to make you laugh because you weren't able to, and cry because you weren't able to.
Yeah,
like Drunkle said, oh, so you want it to be like a roller coaster of emotion for her. I'm like, yes. But I want her laughing and crying the whole night when she can do neither. And it's, I mean, you're welcome, but really the thanks is to Sinatra allowing him, for him to allow us to use his wide subscriber-based channel to do it.
Indeed.
But really, the audience, man, holy fuck did they come through. What a fucking gang of superstars they were.
I was making my way across
just
all
over
of the people.
over $4,000. I mean, like in a 2-hour stream. I mean, that's who loves you, baby.
I know. It's just like there are literally not enough, or there are not words to describe the amount of gratitude that I feel, and I feel like I keep saying exactly that, but it's true. It's overwhelming the amount of support that I have received from people that I don't even, like, know on a one-on-one basis, but have been audience members. Just, it's... I'm usually pretty good with words. I mean, demarcation, Vermilion border, but no, at this point, I am at a loss. It is a complete and utter loss for me.
No, I
just...
normal and understandable. I mean, that's very human. I mean, I know when the $1,000 donations come in, I lose word power. Normally, people say, slow down, pal. God, you talk fast, and things of that nature. And it's like, no. When something big like that happens, it's, yeah, all word power is lost. I hear you. I am the thank. I
am the thank, dude, bro, good, yay.
Yeah, I hear you.
There was so much. There was so much love coming in from people, love and support, and I know that I have fans, but I didn't know how many people, like, I had personally affected in such a way that they would be that much in a way to support me. It really, what it's done is it's invigorated my love for the community, and it's rededicated, or essentially me, to wanting to put out, like, more content, do more for the people that watch me, my audience, the community, because, like, it means a lot to me.
Understandable. Definitely.
So, yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
I really don't. There's not a whole lot.
No, it's fine. I'm mocking you for your understandable reactions. It makes me a dick, but then again, look at the poster off to the left. I mean, there's visual evidence I'm a dick.
No, seriously, that was hilarious. I've been showing it to people in my personal life because I'm like, yeah, look at what my audience has done and my friends have done, and look at all this jazz. Just wow, 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 wow.
And I can't understate this, at all. Uh, the you look so badass on that poster. I'm sorry, you do. It's
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's simple, but it turned out really well. It took like a good hour to get your face to look like the way Pacino's face is in like high contrast stamp imaging. Like I
Yeah.
said, 4 layers and on and on. I know I'm carrying on about that poster, but it's like it turned out
You're
so
very
well.
proud of it, and we're very proud of you.
Because remember the thumbnail one where you're the classic Al Pacino sitting behind the cocaine desk,
Yeah.
and I clipped your face out. Like that one looks okay, but it didn't turn out as good as I wanted. And then I decided to do a second one when I thought, oh wait a minute, why did I use the classic black and white poster? Well, let me try this. Let me just scroll through the Flubber initiative here, Weebo's Discord server, because people have captured all sorts of images of her making expressive faces.
Well, I'm very expressive, and even more
Yeah.
so now, it seems. Well, actually, no, I'm limited in how I can express with this side of my mouth. Like, I can't. You can see my smile is very lopsided right now.
It's okay. Your smile is now a adorable smirk.
For now, it's mostly the stitches have created like gigantic marble-sized lumps in my lips, and so everything is stretched super tight. So I can't like do a whole lot with this side.
Is there any? I when I came in because you had done the girl thing and created a role but not put me in it. Uh, the first thing I heard you say was numb. So I'm gonna ask you to repeat yourself. Is it numb? Do you have numbness over there?
Yeah.
What's the? Yeah.
So from right like here to about right here, I have some numbness, which doesn't surprise me. I don't know if you saw the actual ER pictures that I posted. Well, I didn't post them.
Yes, I did.
I posted a Google picture album link to Twitter where you could go and see 3 pictures. One was a really nice picture, which was like the thumbnail picture for that album, and the other 2 were the really bad ER photos. And
Those I did not look at. One of them I did, but
Yeah.
I didn't go through the Google photo album thing. I was reading your updates, yes, because you weren't responding to my DMs.
I was.
I mean, like as of days and days ago, not that night. That night you were like sitting in a bed alone, and I'm like, I don't care how drunk I am, I'm gonna talk to Weebo all night if that's what it takes. It was.
I do appreciate that. I genuinely though, it wasn't necessarily that I wanted just someone to talk to you. My whole thought process in that moment, the one single thing of clarity that I had was I need to cancel cocktail hour with Polly, otherwise he's gonna yell at me.
Okay, no, I wouldn't have. And that puts on full display your. Okay, I'm gonna use a strong word here. Okay. Pathological obsession with scheduling. I mean, you're in an ER, you're bleeding, you're worried about permanent disfigurement, but priorities? The schedule! The schedule, damn it!
I need to cancel. I know, I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
I did.
Anyway, so the pictures, the ones that you haven't seen, and you probably don't want to see them because they're really
Well, I
gross.
saw, like I said, I saw most of them because they people reposted them over in Discord in different servers. They're like, hey, look at this, and it's like, okay, that's the one I didn't want to see. I didn't want to
Nice.
see I didn't want to see my Munchkin friend all,
Well, you can't even tell it's me. It's just my mouth.
With the-
square.
like I said, with upper lip flappy.
Yeah,
the,
the flappy bit.
Yeah.
You can actually, I think it's the nerve, the little white bit that's hanging out and dangling there, just all willy-nilly. I think that's a nerve. I don't know what it was. But yeah, you can definitely see the nerve just dangling there. And so, definitely have a little bit of nerve damage. Luckily, the plastic surgeon, she's like reassuring me as I'm getting my stitches out. She's like, don't worry, honey. Nerves regenerate at about 1 millimeter a week, so if you don't feel anything this week or next week in that specific area, that's okay. It'll come back, most likely. So,
I didn't know that. That's actually interesting. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
so I will get most of the feeling back in my lip. It's gonna be a little bit sketchy. And there's gonna be some interesting nerve regeneration growth shenanigans going on. Because apparently, from what I've heard in the facial trauma support group that I have now joined, it sounds so silly when I say it out loud. But yeah, I did join like one of those online groups for support. So I knew what to expect when it comes to the facial trauma that I experienced.
Yeah.
They said that the nerve damage is going to, it's going to trigger in different ways at different times, randomly. Like, the nerves are going to fire in that area for the next couple of years. Because they're so new, because they're so fresh, it's going to be a little uncomfortable. Maybe it'll feel like your lip is fallen asleep and is waking up again, or it might be painful, or it might get twitchy. So I'll have some weird lip stuff going on for the next couple of years after all of this is kind of normalized. So that'll be fun to look forward to. And then the thing that I was super scared about is one of the ladies, she said,
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no.
What? What?
I'm sorry. Darren Root just wrote chat. Weebo joined facialabuse.com.
Yes, totally.
Oh, no. I feel in waves of guilt laughing at that, but that was funny. Okay, you know that Sinatra had a sponsorship from facialabuse.com, right?
No, I did not know that. Also, okay, so just so I know, facialabuse.com, is that
porn site?
It's a okay, it is a porn site. I was hoping that it was a porn site and not something worse.
No,
but of course, that could be my mind just wandering into the dirty parts of the abyss.
No. It's as dirty as you. It's as dirty as you think it is.
Okay.
Like, it's what you. Facialabuse.com is what you think it is.
Good, then it's not just me being a freaking disgusting person.
You say, what? Someone had to make that joke. Yeah, someone had to, man. You're obligated. I hear you.
Yeah. I understand.
I don't think Sin's here anymore, but when I tell him, he's going to laugh his ass off.
I bet. Yeah, sounds like kissing will be painful. That's what the lady said. She said that kissing might be a little bit painful. So, I had that to look forward to. So that's like top 5 moves that I got, man. That's one of the 5 favorite things that I like to do. Kiss our boyfriend, though.
I hear you. Well, not kissing boyfriend,
though. You like to kiss my boyfriend, too?
I no. I mean, I never have, but I can say out of hand and ignorance, no.
Now I'm just thinking about it. Interesting. But yeah, that's gonna be one of the things that's gonna take a minute to get back under wraps.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the longest recovery time.
I had the same thing is Cynic just mentioned in random sharp jabbing pain. Sort of more like random sharp needling, I would think would be a better description, but I hear what you're saying, Cynic. Like it just, the pins and needles feeling when your arm falls asleep and the blood starts coming back to it, that feeling localized to that area, that's exactly what it felt like for months and months after my facial surgery. It was
so much fun.
I would smile and nothing. I would smile and nothing. And then one smile, and then I would smile and it would be, just stabbing pain right across my face, all the way back across my scalp on that side.
So yeah, yay me. Can't wait for that to happen. It's almost a blessing that I can't feel anything in that area very much. Although I will say, when I was getting the stitches taken out, I actually broke down crying in the chair as she was taking them out of my face. Because what they have to do with the stitches is they have to pull them out from, like, the skin and then snip them so that they're separated from the skin. Because if they, like, dig in with the scissors, then they might snip something that they're not supposed to. So she's jerking at the stitches and pulling them. And she gets to the area that I'm, like, super worried about not having any feeling in, and I feel it. And I start crying, and she's like, "Oh, honey, are you okay?" And I went, "Yeah, I'm just super relieved because I can feel that. It hurt." And she's like, "I'm sorry." And I'm like, "No, it's a good pain." Because I was super freaked out about not having any feeling in that area. Because it looked like it was going to heal up alright, so I didn't have to worry about the actual aesthetic aspect of it. The numbness was my primary concern after, like, the 4th day with stitches. Ooh. Have you ever gotten lidocaine to the gums area?
Yep.
When the lidocaine wears off, is it not the most painful thing in the world? The injection sites?
Yeah, I've gotten the... Oh, man. Whenever you get, like a filling or dental surgery of any kind, and a doctor will take the big needle, and... My dentist has been at his job for quite some fucking time. And, you know, like, doctors, engineers, etc. have to maintain with their professional college, their professional association, continually educate. They have to constantly stay up to date.
Yeah.
My dentist, he said he's filled the bill, like taking everything related to dentistry, unless he wants to get into maxillofacial surgery, like rebreaking jaws and stuff to reset stuff. And, you know, he goes, unless I want to get into that, which is really, really far gone and a specialty, and I'm not looking to add that specialty. I've done everything there. So now I'm taking stuff out of interest because you have to continually educate. So he was telling me all about this Botox course that he had taken.
Yeah.
Because it's on there, and they do injections and whatnot, so it's part of the list. And he's like, "Yeah, why not? This is interesting, using stuff that would normally be considered nerve poison. It is nerve poison, but just a sanitized, lessened micro dose version of it for Botox, right? Mm-hmm. This nerve toxin." And he goes, "That's interesting. Let me see how this works and why it fades over time and what its effect on the nerve clusters actually are." And he's telling me about this. Well, he's pulling my cheek aside to reach back, and he goes, "Now, as you know, Rudiger, this is going to, I'm going for a nerve cluster that's at the rear of your jaw." And like, he names it. He knows all the Latin names and stuff, right? He goes, "So I'm going after the clustium lyctium here. And as you know, you're going to feel a little twinge." A twinge, he says. And then as he pokes it in, and I'm like, "God, Dr. Mengele, stop!" Like, it's oh, gosh, so painful.
Ugh.
That was when I was getting my filling finally fixed that I pulled out with the Jolly Rancher.
That's why I don't eat candy, kids. Just chocolate.
No, just Collie Ranchers. Jolly Ranchers are not
Collie
for
Ranchers.
Collie Ranchers.
Yeah, you think?
They're not. They're totally not.
You know what you should do, Polly? You like tea, right?
Iced tea, yes.
Okay, so take Jolly Ranchers, just like maybe 3 of the same flavor. Put them in water, let them dissolve, and then put it in the fridge, and you have iced tea Jolly Rancher. Jolly Rancher iced tea.
I might try that with blue raspberry. That could be good.
Weebo has facial scar while scratching a cat. Weebo is Bond villain. Yes, Daniel Fullman, I am a Bond villain.
Yeah. Just like fully fledged there, now just has the externals. Plotting people's demise and world domination and whatnot.
Wonder how much it would cost to just outfit me with an entire wardrobe of fitted suits. Probably like my entire savings.
Like Dr. No suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you, Polly? I have a question for you.
Okay.
When you wear a suit, or like, you don't have to wear like the full suit, but like if you're gonna wear a suit, do you go for
Mm-hmm.
the button up or do you go for the turtleneck?
Oh, excellent question. Actually, both. Both.
Hmm. I'm only half judging you then.
I'm a fan of the mock neck as well.
The mock neck.
It's not a full turtleneck that folds over. It's only a half. If you look up mock neck, you'll see it. It's a mock neck turtleneck.
Ooh, I get to use my transitions.
Yeah.
Do do do.
Did we not do a cocktail hour where I scrolled through all of the video captures I had done when I was watching the complete series of The Sopranos? Because whoever the wardrobe person was for The Sopranos, they're fucking brilliant at men's fashion. Because it's just like over and over again, the suits that Christopher and Tony and so on and so forth were wearing were just fucking spectacular. It's like business professional with a mob flash. Like there's something just a little bit slick about it. For example, no tie, but matching shirt color and pocket square.
Wait, the pocket square matches the shirt?
Matches the shirt color.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like they rock that style hard. So they'd be wearing like a charcoal black suit. And I replicated that style. It was a suit Christopher wore a few times. It's charcoal black suit, single breasted, of course, 3-button, and the just with a off gray shirt and an off gray pocket corner to match. And it looks spectacular. And you're not even wearing a tie. It just, yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, so these are the mock necks, right?
Yeah. Yep. They go up
Okay.
a little. They go up a little bit like that, and that with suit pants and a matching suit coat, excellent.
Okay.
But you tuck it in, of course.
I'm not judging you nearly as hard as I was. And the reason why is because I was watching Lucifer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if you ever seen Lucifer, but Lucifer is obviously the devil. And he is personified by, like, this very suave British man with the suit and the button-up collared shirt, no tie, typically,
Mm-hmm.
but, like, with the matching pocket square and all that jazz. So he's, like, dressed to the nines all the time. Deeply appreciated. His twin brother, so Michael, also another archangel, right? But he is dressed very similarly, except where Lucifer is wearing a button-up, like, open colored shirt, Michael is wearing a suit jacket with, like, all the way up to your chin, turtleneck. And it kind of
Yeah.
looks dopey.
I can't do I don't own a single full turtleneck. I can't do it. It feels too, I don't know, stuffy.
Restrictive?
Yeah, and plus, I rock the beard, right? The 4-day beard, and like it's constantly catching. By the way, that's one of the great things about being a man, is that you can have 2, 3, 4-day beard growth as long as you've got a suit on and your hair isn't like messy, like you just rolled out of bed. You still look fine. You don't actually have to have a clean shave. It's great. It's fucking great.
Unfortunately, this is about 17 days worth of growth because I can't wax my mustache.
Good for you waxing your mustache, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, it's just women are like, I've heard girls, a whole fucking gang of girls say, don't shave your mustache, bleach it or whatever. It's like, no, ladies, don't bleach, because as soon as a guy, a girl, anyone catches you at a slight angle, they see your giant blonde mustache.
Mm-hmm.
So your options are shave, and they're like, but it'll grow back more coarse. Yes, same with a man's beard. That's why you reshave again, or wax. Those do not tint, because, like I said, as soon as you're looking at yourself straight on in a mirror, and you're like, I can't see it, but everybody else can from an angle, and it looks like you've got a blonde mustache, lady. That's a no go.
Yeah. Someday, well, actually, I don't know how this is gonna be. I don't know how this is gonna work with the scar tissue on my face, but I was thinking about getting, like, laser hair removal in this area. Because
Oh yeah, there
it's
you go.
not
That too.
atrocious, but it's definitely a little bit more than I want it to
Yeah. Mhm.
be. It's mostly just peach fuzz pretty much, but it's annoying, and I don't like it. So
Fair
I
enough.
waxed it, or I did wax it, but now I can't wax it. I'm not supposed to.
Not supposed.
Mm-hmm.
You were
Ooh.
told specifically.
Well, there's still sutures here, and the scar is
Yeah.
still relatively fresh, so best not to test fate. The other thing too is I have to be super careful about like suntan lotion. I have to put SPF 30 in the area, otherwise the scar gets darker, especially within the first 6 months. Lots of suntan lotion, silicone scar gel, and face patches are another thing that I have to have.
That the silicone face scar reducers, the
Mhm.
silicone patches, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, holy shit, do they actually really work? Like
I've been using them.
my eye scar, you can still see it definitely, but I mean, talk about like great reduction. It's yeah.
Because I like the idea of having the scar, I just don't want it to be super angry and red all the time.
I hear you. See, I'm just disappointed that my scar goes down from the corner of my eye instead of like straight down over my eye. You know, because like
Oh,
that,
you
then
want-
yeah, then I would look like Le Chiffre from like Casino Royale, which would be much more Bond villainy and cool. Like
Yeah.
if the scar went like through my eyebrow straight down, like that'd look a lot more hardcore. Like I was in a sword fight. Like people ask what happened. You know, hey Rudiger, what's up with your face? You know,
What'd
like
you do to your face?
yeah, where did you get that? And it's like, well, I was fighting off a squad of rabid jihadis trying to save orphans from a burning building, and I wasn't going to let them stop me.
Right now, the best explanation for my face I can give small children is this is what happens when you have sex before marriage.
You feel you're being punished by God? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, this is my punishment by God.
Mm. You know what? I got it's okay. So I find that you joined the support group. What was it? What was it? Trauma?
Facial trauma support group, yeah.
Facial trauma support group. I got told off by a psychologist friend of mine for not doing that.
Really?
Yes. And they're like, she asked me, she's like, do you think about the way you look now? And I'm like, well, yeah. And she goes, do you think your face looks different than it did before? And I'm like, well, it objectively does. And she goes, and you didn't do anything about this. Like, you don't understand that there's, you know, whatever. I said, yeah, but I don't feel like breaking down and crying. And she's like, what's that got to do with it? Most men don't feel like breaking down and crying, except when they're alone and nobody can hear them. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Go to the bathroom, turn the water on real loud. That's when we have a good cry, you know, so no one can hear.
Indeed. I know. You know how long it takes? No, I'm just kidding.
No one's in the bathroom for half an hour taking a dump. I know you're in there crying.
Mm-hmm.
Let me come in there and hug you. No!
Leave me alone!
I need to deal with this by myself.
I'm a man! But so you got told off for not doing that?
Yeah, for not doing that. And my thing was, the part that made her actually say that is like, do you have any nightmares? My nightmares are not of, oh, my face is scarred or anything like that. It was, so like, okay, so I lay down on the table and I had what they call Mohs surgery, right? Where they cut open part of your face, and for me, it was beneath my left eye, off to the side of my left eye. And it's like, oh, we're going to put this giant blanket over your face, like, you know, sterile blue sheet, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that happened to me too.
Yeah, except for the hole where they're doing the actual work, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so I'm in a hood, basically. I'm laying on a table and hooded, fully conscious. Okay, well, they inject a local anesthetic into that area. But much like any dental work, you still feel the pressure. You just don't feel the pain. So
Yeah.
I can feel the scalpel while they're touching it and cutting it into my face. Do you have any idea how much willpower and resolve it took to not get up and grab the scalpel and start stabbing them back and run from the room in terror. Like, I mean, you're laying there being dismantled in a way. That's the way that it felt.
Yeah.
And to like sit there and allow someone to cut away pieces of you like that while you're fully conscious is fucking crazy town, man. I was not expecting that part of it to be the thing. I was more wondering about, so how does Moe's work, right? Okay, so they cut open your face and then they cut margins around it and they take out that big chunk of your face. And then they cut out a small slice of it. They take it to the back where they got the laboratory, because it's certain labs and surgical areas where they do this. And they freeze it and they take a super thin slice of it, of that tissue sample they've taken, and see if they've gotten all of the cancerous material. If they haven't, they come back and they cut out more. And then they take another super thin slice, take it back, freeze it, and repeat. It took them 3 goes of doing this to get all of the cancer material, cancerous tissue, to make sure that they got it all. And then when they're done, then they come back and sew it all up.
So it was just one surgery, but they kept coming back for slices of your face.
Yes. So I was laying on that table for hour 45 minutes, 2 hours.
Huh.
Fully conscious with a hood on. Now, I'm dying for a cigarette, believe me, because I'm a smoker, right? So it's like, and obviously I can't smoke with half my face cut open, because that, it's not exactly sanitary. Because, you know what I mean? And the nurse says, in between the surgeries, the nurse pulls back the surgical, whatever the fuck you want to call it, towel, the sheet, pulls it back so I'm not sitting there hooded the whole time. And she says, would you like, I said, so how's it going back there? And she goes, oh, they're just in the middle of the freezing process. Like, she just walked into the room to set up the newly sterilized scalpels and tools and whatnot in case they needed to do another round of cutting. And I says, how's it going back there? She goes, oh, they're just doing the freezing right now. They're going to do the cut and the exam. I said, okay. And she said, how you doing? First time anyone asked me, right? And I'm like, oh. I said, good enough, I guess. Just laying here. And she goes, would you like a mirror? And I stupidly said yes. So they handed me a mirror, and like, this is like a classic dentist mirror, like with the handle and the big oval mirror, like big ass oval mirror. And so I pick it up and I look at my face. Have you ever seen your eyeball from the inside of your face? I have.
And that's what you have nightmares about?
That and but mostly the laying there while someone is cutting off parts of my body.
Yeah. That seems freaky to me.
Those were the persistent nightmares, was the laying there and yeah.
Like, even if it's not Buffalo Bill that's taking a chunk out of your face at the moment, it's still freaky. That was the hard part when I saw just how much they had cut away. It was like this big, I don't know, whatever you would call an oval with sharp ends, where the elongated sections of it, like that's what that was the shape of the wide incision. They had cut with quite wide margins because it had this tiny little mark that didn't seem like it was any big deal, just thought it was a birthmark, that kind of thing. Like I said, one look from the doctor goes, yeah, that's cancer. It's like, oh shit. That's why you gotta get checked out every year for things.
Yeah. Dan Fulman asked Polly, did they have your head locked down so you wouldn't flinch? No, I just didn't flinch. Because I'm a man, damn it. But really, it was like, just, I'm not going to move because the last thing I want to hear the doctor say is, oops. Like I flinch and he goes, oops. Like, that's...
Yeah, no.
And it's real close to my eye. So,
Oops, you're blind now.
Yeah, so like looking at my face from the inside.
Severed your optical nerve. Sorry.
I could see the musculature that runs up past your eye. One of the many muscular structures that allows you to smile. I could see the striations of the muscles and the tendons as they attached, and the eyeball from the inside of the cut. I could see the side of my eye from the inside of my orbital socket. It was, that was really fucking something to see. And that's why the psychologist was on me to do this. And then, so anyway, I got sewed up and they said, well, was the person who, was there someone waiting there for you? And I was like, that was the part where she got really mad. No, I drove myself there and drove away. And they asked me, like, is someone waiting to pick you up? And I lied and said yes.
Polly!
I'm getting squinty eyes of disapproval.
The reason why they want someone to drive you home is because they pump you full of all the good shit before you leave.
No, they didn't. It was just the local anesthetic that I got.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, and then they gave me a script for Percocet.
Oh, I
like
was
afterwards for the pain.
I,
But
I
no,
was
I
in
was
no state to drive after my 18 hours in the hospital. So I'm glad our boyfriendo waited in the parking lot for all 18 of those hours.
Oh, yeah, Joshua Montgomery says eye-shaped. Yeah, there.
Almond shaped, I feel like.
Almond
Yeah.
shaped or eye-shaped was the shape of the incision. Imagine like eye-shaped, but about 4 times that size on the center of my cheek. I'm amazed at like when they sewed it together that it. The doctor, thinking he was funny, was like, "Well, as you get older, you're not gonna have any crow's feet on this side because we gave you a free facelift." Like, as in, because we tightened the skin up because we had to pull it together to, whatever. Anyway, so that's my story. I drove myself there and I laid there for 2 hours of nightmare surgery and then drove home.
And you were awake for the whole thing.
I was awake for the whole thing.
Yeah. I was awake for my whole thing. I was actually, it's funny because when the plastic surgeon guy comes in, Dr. J, he he puts the thing over the face, and he's the only one in there, by the way, so it's just me and Dr. J, and he's got the hood of death over the area that's not afflicted, and he's like sanitized everything to make sure that like there's no contamination and there's no anything that'll get into the wound and infect or cause infection. And we're having a conversation while half my face is numb and he's sewing it back together. I can still talk out of this side of my face and it doesn't hurt and I can't really move this half of my face because it's fucking numb. But we're having a conversation and he's telling me all about his career and whatnot. And I ask him, so have you ever had a dog bite like this? And he's like, actually, yeah, my first ever like case. It was a 5-year-old girl who got bitten in the face by a pit bull. She was a lot worse than you were. Sewed her back together. She looked brand new. I'm like, yes. It's a good time.
Yeah, okay, so he wasn't telling you, oh, Gamer Valine just sent me pictures of the titanium replacement dog teeth. She wasn't kidding. Look at that. Huh.
Oh, I didn't read Shio's super chat from earlier. After losing mom to pneumonia on the 9th and finding out yesterday one of my cattos has cancer in 2 spots, the stream is a welcome distraction, so thank ya. Any jokes for the joke god? Oh gosh, I don't have any jokes readily available except for, do you want to know how I got these scars?
Oh, right.
I got that one. That one, it will always be with me. Dr. J, do you want to know how I got these scars? I literally just made that joke. God damn it. There's a cat trying to eat my headphone cord. Stop it. This dumb down here. She didn't leave my side the whole time that I was laid up on the couch. Which I appreciate, but also you're fucking annoying. Mwah. Get a cat, Polly. They're the light of your life. I promise.
The light of my life.
They will be the light of your life.
I do want to get a cat. Rental agreement says no. But if you're going to get an animal that's not like a goldfish or something, in violation of your rental agreement,
Get
yeah,
a
cat's the
pit
way to
bull!
go.
Because anyone who complains, you can just sick them on them.
Yeah, well. Yeah. You
I
won't
would
like
know
what
how-
happens when a pit bull attacks. Trust me, I know.
You want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah.
I feel like I can give testimony to the effectiveness of pit bull deterrence.
The old man Enfield said earlier, it sounds like the scene when Jack Nicholson asked for a mirror in Batman '89. Yeah, exactly. Mirror! But, look, I didn't smash the mirror and then go insane and
Indeed.
become a supervillain. Because I already was one.
You're
So,
a supervillain? I don't believe you. You don't even have a cat.
I don't need a cat.
Yes, you do.
No, to be a supervillain?
Yes, you do.
That's not true.
Indeed, you do.
No.
Yes.
No.
All right, we're gonna start a poll for the next 10 minutes. I don't know. Do you
The Joker
need
never had a cat.
cat to be a super? He was an arch nemesis, not a supervillain.
I have many nemesis.
Nemesi? Nemesi.
I have plenty.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a
Sure.
nemesis, it means you're not trying hard enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you haven't crossed enough people viciously enough, where they're and in such a way where you have a gentlemanly back and forth with them every time you see each other. Ah, Mr. Dubbenstein, I presume. It's Mr. Dubbenstein, we meet again. Yes.
Am I your nemesis?
I'm not telling you.
What? But like,
I can't tell you.
you have to. That's literally part of the whole nemesis thing.
You find out when you get a box with a nice, beautiful bow on, and you open it up, and there's a fucking grenade inside. That's how you know you've got a nemesis.
Oh, I thought that was going somewhere way darker. Like what's in the box kind of darkness.
Oh no. Like El Boyfriendo's head in the box? No, that's not having a nemesis. That's having a psycho on your tail.
Is that not what a nemesis is?
I mean, honestly, Kevin Spacey wasn't Brad Pitt's nemesis in that film. That movie was dumb. I don't care what anyone says. I know people like it and see all kinds of depth in it, but no offense to anyone who liked it. If you like the suspense, yada yada, that's great. I thought it was stupid.
I watched it, but I watched it at an age where it was traumatizing and I don't remember a whole lot of it. So, probably like 11. Not the ideal age to be watching that kind of nonsense, mind you. My dad was not super great about exposing me to certain medias. He's like, oh, you're old enough. It's okay. If you have nightmares, it's fine. No big deal. Yeah. And now look where I am. A well-adjusted member of society. So maybe he had a point.
And I mean, there's a point in the movie, like, lines when they say them that just kind of, I can't believe you just said that. That's the worst written line ever. You got Morgan Freeman, who at one point like realizes what's going on at the very end climax point of the movie, where he clues into what's in the box, and there's a helicopter with police observing from a distance because John Doe has insisted that they go out to this far out place to where this package will be delivered, and he's like, Morgan Freeman gets on the little speaker intercom communication device, and he's like, back off, John Doe's got the upper hand. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. that line has always stood out to me as one of the stupidest fucking things uttered in film. John Doe's got the upper hand.
Oh, you know what other movie that I watched as a kid that was kind of in that same vein that stuck with me because it just fucking freaked me the fuck out? It's The Bone Collector.
Never seen it.
Not similar concept, but similar concept, serial killer staging dead bodies all over the place, with a vendetta against our protagonist, and at the end there's like a climactic kind of battle thing, except in this case the protagonist is a paraplegic whose only mobility is like a blowy tube.
Uh-huh.
So he's like extremely useless, except his brain is I don't remember a whole lot of it, but it did traumatize me as a kid also, because I watched it so young. Especially the scene where the lady is getting eaten alive by rats.
That would probably stand out.
Kind of gross. Kind of mega gross. What else traumatized me as a child? Can't think of a lot. So, regarding our poll, Polly,
Uh-huh.
Gold figurehead pussy galore. How do I... There we go. So we have 55 for no, you do not need a cat to be a supervillain. We have 45 for yes, you do need a cat to be a supervillain. So, chat, don't disappoint me. You know where you should put your money.
That's unfair influence.
Well, you can influence the chat just as much as I can.
I don't know.
No? Yes? Maybe? I don't know. Speaking of serial killers, did you ever watch Hannibal?
The show.
The TV show, yeah.
No.
Did you
I watched a episode of it and don't remember it.
No. It was odd. It went from police procedural to body shock horror to psychological what the fuck.
Okay.
And so you know the whole concept of behind Hannibal is like, oh, we have this forensic profiler who can get into the head of the serial killer and make connections with serial killers that no one else can make because he can think like a serial killer, and that's his whole thing.
Uh-huh.
They take it in such a weird direction though, and I'm not sure that it works in the end because they end up focusing way too much on the relationship between the forensic profiler, who is not the serial killer, and Hannibal, who is a forensic profiler-ish psychologist / serial killer person.
Right.
And there's no actual butt sex, but it feels super gay how they do it.
Really?
Yeah. Because when they shift focus from the police procedural to the relationship between the forensic profiler and Hannibal Lecter, I can't even remember the profiler's name, but when they shift focus to that, it becomes gay. Because it's...
I think I get what you're saying.
That it's not a bromance, and it's not like a friendship. It's a we are one and the same. You're not so different, you and I. We're destined to be together. You are who, or I am who you will become if you continue down this path, etc., etc. And it's just like, it has a very gay vibe to it. And I don't usually queer code not gay relationships, like not explicitly gay relationship ships, but it feels very gay. And I don't know if I'm the only one that has this feel. I mean, Havoc says I did get kind of gay. Yeah, okay, so I'm not the only one that has this feeling. I did get gay. Got very, very gay. Ah, there we go. Will Graham and Hannibal, because he caught Lecter. Yes, he was. So, from what I understand, in the actual books themselves, Will Graham was the one that caught Lecter, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't actually read the books. I just looked up the summary. And I might have convoluted it with the actual show itself, the summary that I read. Don't eat the peanut butter, dear. But, yes, the "you complete me" line. That fucking sent me... That sent me so many rainbow flags. Straight up. I had a plethora of rainbow flags just hoisting themselves right and left into the air. And then... Oh gosh, there was so much going on in that series. It went in a very weird direction, not just with the gayness between the two characters, but like everything. They introduced a whole bunch of weird characters. Maybe like in the 3rd season or so. I can't even remember. It's been less than a year actually, because I finished it last year. But they introduced some very interesting characters who I guess were also in the books. But It didn't make me. Here's the thing. It didn't make me want to actually read the series. It didn't. It was so weird. It was so freaking weird. You ever just get
In there.
weird vibes from a show that starts out pretty normal, pretty level, and then it just goes and takes a left-hand turn into Crazyville?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, Hannibal was that for me. What was that for you?
Trying to think of a show that went straight fucking like
Bonkers.
what the hell? Oh well, okay. It's not the same thing like in terms of like what you were just describing, but Sopranos in the like all of season 6.
Yeah.
See, they did the thing where they split it up. I don't know why the episodes, the seasons ran up and from 1 through 5. They ran 13 episodes. Then season 6, they ran 13 episodes of season 6, and then season 6 part 2, which was 6 or 7 more episodes. Why didn't you just have a shorter season 7? Why'd you call it season 6 part 2? It's weird. It's even sold on DVD that way. But regardless, all of season 6 was strange. There was this entire subplot that I actually think happens in season 5, and I'm not exactly against it. It's just why you had one of the characters who was living undercover, like he was married with 2 children, but was actually gay or bi, I guess, and he got busted at a gay club. And so since he's like a made guy and a captain in the DeMeo crime family and the Soprano crime family, it's sort of like you can't hold that position now. It's completely destroyed your credibility as a man kind of thing.
Oh.
Like he got busted at a leather bar, fully dressed out like a member of the fucking Village People with the leather hat and everything. Even that on its own. So this starts out this whole multi-episode storyline where he takes all the money that he has and runs and ends up in some New Hampshire town where he meets a biker who's also gay and has this affair with him and starts living with him. And like I said, like over episode after episode, it's like, why is this happening? Like I understand the okay, one of the guys is gay. There's one point where Tony Soprano's talking to the main guys in his crew, and he says, "Hey, let's be honest. It's not like he's the first one." Meaning, like, come on, in this Cosa Nostra thing, it's been around 120 years. You really think he's the first one who was gay? Like, obviously not. You know what I mean? Like, that's the point Tony's making. Okay, great. It's an interesting point. It's most likely a true point. Why did we need a 4-episode story arc of him falling in love with a gay biker?
For
and then
the appeal to that demographic.
I guess, but was the show ever set up to appeal to that demographic? And it all ends horribly anyway. Like, it ends very fucking abruptly. And so why did you even run it? It's not like that character went through some kind of story arc themselves, like personal arc themselves. And then, of course, there's Tony's story arc, where by the end of the show, everybody had lost all sympathy for Tony. He was no longer an anti-hero. They had written him to the point where people just wanted him dead, like he deserved to die. He was no longer somebody who was doing what he needed to do in the position that he was in.
He was somebody redeemable.
Exactly. And people argue that was the point, is that at a certain point, Tony decided that the psychology, because a big part of the series was him at Dr. Melfi's office getting psychological therapy because he was having panic attacks and passing out. So he goes to a psychologist, and thus the joke of a mob boss who takes Prozac and goes to a psychologist, but can't say anything about what he really does. So the interesting dynamic between them, and it was well written, but all of a sudden he comes to this point where he decides, I don't want to go to therapy anymore, and that's the end of it. And he doesn't, and people argue that's the point. He decided to accept his demons and simply not seek redemption anymore and live as he wanted to live. I'm like, but that makes him a dramatically uninteresting character. Now he's just this cold, dark guy who kills people randomly. And I remember watching an interview with James Gandolfini where he said, "Would you have liked to have continued the show?" The actor who plays Tony. And he says, no, the show had run its course. He said, don't get me wrong. And he went into all the congratulations you would expect someone like that to, who had won multiple awards for the series. He goes, the writing was great. The direction was great. The series had a fantastic budget. The set of actors I had the honor of working with, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He goes, but the show had run its course because I had started to dislike Tony. And the interviewer said, really? And he says, yes. And as an actor, anyone will tell you that no villain thinks of themselves as a villain. Because I had started to think of Tony as a villain. And when you can't see the personal motivation anymore of your character, and you start to see them as someone separate from you that you could never identify with, nor see the motivations of, you're lost. And he goes, and Tony had got, he goes, was there a point where that happened? And he goes, yeah, pretty much when blank. And in case anyone wants to see the series, I won't spoil it. He goes, pretty much when X happened. And I was like, thank you. Because when that moment happened, I hated Tony from that point on. I'm like, this makes him a despicable scumbag of a character that he just did this thing. This undermines everything that he had done and said for the previous 5-6 seasons. It made every point that he had made a lie, because ultimately you were going to end up in this place. It made all of his statements about personal honor, protection of family, the difficulties in being a boss, responsibility, etc. It made it all lies by this one action that he took, and that he was celebratory in having taken that action. It's like, okay, so you're just a murderous scumfuck then.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That was his character development.
Yeah, that he ended up as a murderous scumfuck. Oh, great.
Polly, if I watch The Sopranos so we can talk about The Sopranos, will you watch The 100 so we can talk about The 100?
How long does The 100 run?
100 episodes.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Exactly 100 episodes.
No, it doesn't. Are you serious?
I think so. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 100 episodes.
Fucking hell, woman. That's like asking me to watch fucking Naruto.
Nuh-uh. The Sopranos has 86 episodes.
Yeah, it's a big commitment.
All right, so we have a deal.
Oh, do we? Is I don't recall that being said.
Is this something that would interest you?
Wait a minute. I thought we were going to watch Rome. What happened to Rome?
Well, yeah, we can do that too. I can watch more than one thing at a time.
Chat, let me tell you something.
I need that soundbite of just Polly saying, "Let me tell you something." Chat, let me tell you something. It happens once every single episode.
Come over here for a second, chat. I want to tell you something. So Weebo and I, we watch movies, right? But this is what it's like. So today is the 17th of January, okay? So to be like, when are we going to watch this movie? And we both say, how about the 3rd of February? And she's like, yeah. Is that good for you? Like, now she's planning to watch an 86 episode series Sopranos or a 100 episode series The 100, and wants to do it where things are spaced out by 3 and 4 and 5 weeks at a time. Like, that's the issue at hand. The reason why I say Rome is that it's a grand total of 24 episodes. There's only 2 seasons, 12 episodes each, because some son of a bitch canceled it before its time. Like, should we stick to watching like movies, not series? Like, yeah, I'd like to watch series because then we could debate on them. But I mean,
well, we don't have to like watch them together. We can have like a goal here. We'll watch this entire series by this date, and then
return and
space
debate.
It. Yeah, return and discuss.
I don't want to do the rules of attraction over again. I'm still salty about that.
What? Because I read it without you?
And then and the entirety of the yes, actually, I'm just gonna yes. I am salty that you read it without me.
I'm sorry. Okay.
The idea was that we were going to read like 3 or 4 chapters at a time, or whatever the fuck it, or a chapter. Well, they're short chapters. That would have been insane. 3 or 4 chapters at a time, and then discuss. Like that was the whole point. I mean, the fun of watching. Remember, it took us like 3 1/4 hours to watch Pride and Prejudice. Why?
Yes, because we kept interrupting the movie to talk about the movie.
And if that hadn't been done, that movie would have sucked. The whole point was, who's this guy? What's this person's motivation? Well, why do you think they're doing that? Like, what's that called? Oh, yeah, interest. You know, you've got a keen mind, and I like hearing what you think, and I like the discussion and the so forth. And you ran off and read the book and came back with, this book's all about terrible people.
Okay, all right. How about, I like Shadow Claw's idea. Why don't we do 1 season at a time? We don't even have to do 1 season at a time. It can be like 3 episodes a week or whatever, and then we come back and we have a discussion.
Snoopy's right. The 2nd season of Rome went through too much material in a short time. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But then, I mean, there's so much more story to tell with Augustus, as with Octavian as, you know, Princip. There's so much more story to tell. But you're right. Like, 2nd season was like on fast forward. It was crazy.
Or how about...
okay, so you like the idea of going through a season at a time. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, I was just scrolling through chat to see who I missed here. Pop-Tart was here. I don't know if she's still here, but I haven't talked to... Speaking of people I haven't gotten a chance to talk to in a long time. Hey, Pop-Tart! How you doing? Pop-Tart's good people.
Indeed. And Daniel Fulman's in the chat. Snoopy is in the chat. GC Wade Whaleson. SSR21, The Assassins of the Grey. Who else?
I meant to guide.
I know I saw Lion Patriot in the chat as well at some point. Havoc, Darren Root, Karis Marduk. And now I've gone way too far back. Thank you guys for joining us on my great, valiant return to the interwebs.
For a while there, I was sitting there thinking, why is Sinatra here? Doesn't he have a Sunday night show to do? Oh, yeah.
It's Monday.
Yeah, I know. You know, insomnia, just days just lose meaning.
I feel. When I was holed up on the couch, days, like the whole calendar felt weird. Oh shit, you know what I gotta do before we sign off for the evening, because it's almost 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Holly, I got mail.
Okay.
Got mail. I had a letter here. I don't know what happened to it, though. Oh, it's on the floor. I went to the P.O. box.
On the floor. Okay.
And I don't have a more opportune moment to open this stuff up because I'm behind on my video schedule, and SideQuest doesn't start up until February, so we're doing it here. But this is from Daniel Fullman. Sent me a letter.
Nice. It's a gingerbread man.
No. It's a card.
No, on the back, there's a gingerbread man.
Oh, there's a gingerbread. Okay, I didn't see that.
No, it's a card. What?
I just want to say, Dan, I did get all of your other cards. I just didn't open them on stream or in a video, and I apologize for that. But I do have them. I do keep every piece of card that you send me, because he sends me artwork. Oh, I just dropped that. But he sends me, like, artwork. Look at this. Every single holiday, I get a card from Dan, and it is gorgeous. It's, like, personalized, stationery, or not personalized, but it's, like, I think these are watercolors, but I deeply do appreciate it. He says, what does the gingerbread man have on his bed? Cookie sheets. Ha! Get it? Because he's a cookie?
Yep, I do get it. Yep.
Here's another one. A kid was scared of Santa. He was claustrophobic. How much did Santa pay for his sleigh?
I don't know.
Nothing. It was on the house.
Ew.
And then, what do you call a snowman with a 6-pack?
I don't know.
An abdominal snowman. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Wow.
Those are so funny. I appreciated those jokes, Dan. I know the rest of everyone else doesn't, but I appreciated them. Okay, anyway. First package. I hope this isn't the Nameless Thief, but if it is, I will just reopen it whenever we start back up again.
Fair enough.
Ooh. Well, first off, hang on. Hopefully you can keep busy while you recover. Get well soon from Brian. Thank you, Brian. He sent me a Simplicity dress pattern. Yay. I don't have this one already, so I'm gonna probably make a dress out of it. A cute little, I think, I like B. I like design pattern B. It looks pretty. And it's super flowy, and it's got poofy sleeves. I like poofy sleeves. Because I'm a girl!
Right.
Alright, next package. I just love how Valentine is just chilling in the camera. Adorable. A note. Another one from Brian. Some motivation to get to eat again. Get well soon. A plethora of gold coins.
Cool. Cool.
I still haven't eaten the rest of the last package that I received in the mail, but this is good shit. I don't know what it is about gold coins, but they are the best tasting chocolate, personally, in my opinion. Last package, and then we can do questions, maybe? Oh, this is funny. I think it leaked in the box. It says something, our gift from Brian, and I'm not 100% sure, but is this Febreze? Fresh Breeze, Pet, something. Hang on. Deodorizing room spray, pet scents, absorbs and removes all cat odors. Thank you.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you complain from time to time about,
Well,
yeah,
I did.
the box odor.
Well, we removed the box, actually. It's in the living room now, so I don't have to worry about that. The problem is that because we moved both of the boxes into the same room, Valentine has taken to ambushing Meowschwitz whenever she goes to the litter box. So Meowschwitz will go into the litter box and she'll be cleaning her paws, and then Valentine will gear up to pounce right outside the door. And then whenever Meowschwitz steps out, she just yoink. Straight up in her business. Which I bet Meowschwitz doesn't super appreciate. But apparently litter box aggression is her attempt at becoming the alpha cat in the household. Which, good luck, dear. You're gonna need it. But yeah. Thank you for that, Brian. Deeply appreciate it.
Awesome.
Polly, I have a question for you.
Shoot.
If the people sent me things in the mail for you that I then forwarded on to you, would that be acceptable? Or are you still, like, super sketchy about that?
No, it's fine. I got a super sweet bottle of bourbon sent to Sinatra's P.O. box.
Okay, people. So yeah, if you wanted to send Polly something in the mail, send it my way. I'll forward it on to him when I get it.
And the beautiful part is that any glitter bombs or anything else of the sort will be, you will be victimized by it first.
Gee, thanks. I appreciate it so much.
Don't
glitter bomb me, people. Maybe put the glitter bomb in another box and then be like, Don't open this. It's for Polly's eyes only. There you go. You got it. So, should we open it up to questions for the chat, or...
Sure.
Okay, chat, got the next 10 minutes before I have to go night-night because it's past my bedtime. 10 minutes, questions galore, ask whatever you want, and then in 1 minute I'm going to close the poll because it's been half an hour since I opened that up almost. And we will find out if you need a cat to be a supervillain. Which I say you do, and Polly says you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm ending the poll. And the survey says that I won.
Oh, shocker.
53% of you guys said yes. 46% of you guys said no. So it's official. You need a cat.
Well, I mean, that's so close. I demand a recount. I shouldn't use the words demand a recount online. Someone will think an insurrection's coming or something. Oh, well, shit, I used another bad word.
Womp womp. I'm supposed to ask, is Polly the hands-on supervillain or the administrative delegating type of supervillain? Yeah, Polly, which are you? Are you Darth Vader or are you Palpatine?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'd like to think of myself as a supervillain who, tends to have henchmen.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Henchmen are useful.
Indeed.
Wow. And they tend to do things, but every now and then, you need to lay a crowbar beaten to a particularly
obnoxious teenage boy.
Who did you have in mind when you just said that? I mean, that was oddly specific. Oh, I get it. I just clued in. A death in the family, right? Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, I clued in. It took a second, but yeah. In case
I thought that was pretty obvious. I mean, you said crowbar, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, in case you want to beat Weebo's twink to death, or mostly to death.
Near death.
He was still alive. He was trying to make it to the door.
Wasn't my twink. It was Jason Todd.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Not Dick Grayson.
Yeah, you never read Dark Knight Rises again, did you? Dark Knight 2.
No. Actually, right now, I'm in the middle of The Killing Joke.
Oh, really? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Brian Boland, great art. Alan Moore, before he went crazy and started worshipping a bundle of twigs.
Indeed.
Well, I mean, that's just... Alan Moore is, like, one of the most overrated writers to ever write anything in comics. It's like, yeah, Watchmen is really, really fucking good. And Killing Joke is fucking really, really fucking good. And there's a number of other things you can name. Okay, but let's take a look at his overall body of work. Frank Miller is clearly the superior writer. But with that said, the reason I bring it up is that I really don't think you're going to like what Frank Miller does with Dick Grayson in Dark Knight 2. So don't read it.
Don't read it? You don't want me to be disappointed?
Yeah, it's not good.
All right. Is it because Dick and Barbara get together? Because you know how I feel about Dick and Barbara.
No, they don't get together.
Specifically, you know how I feel about Barbara. Personally, I think that she got what was coming to her in The Killing Joke.
What? Jesus Christ! What?
I hate that bitch.
You clearly do. That's shocking what you just said. I mean, oh my God. All right. Okay.
Okay, I don't mean it with any sort of malice. I just...
Oh, yeah. What malice possible? I mean, shoot a woman deliberately to paralyze her, strip her naked, take pictures of her to drive her father insane. Bitch got what she needed. Like, wait, what? Jesus Christ, yeah, what maliciousness is there in that? It's fine. It's-
I did see the movie, actually. I have seen the movie.
So, like, I mean, I have to ask. Okay, so you got Barbara Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it because she was banging Dick Grayson that
Yes.
you wish this?
Yes,
Okay.
it's purely that. It is completely motivated by that and that alone. And it's not because I myself want to bang Dick Grayson. It's because I believe that Dick Grayson belongs with Corey Anders, a.k.a. Starfire.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And I will die on that hill. That OTP is pure and simple and all that is good in the world. And whoever encroaches upon it needs to die a fiery death. So...
So Barbara Gordon up in the animated version of The Killing Job.
Yeah.
There's obviously a lot more extended story there. You're noticing that in reading the Prestige edition. It's not a graphic novel technically. It's just a Prestige edition. But anyway, what did you think of her seducing 10, 15 years her senior Batman?
No, gross. Yeah.
Really?
I don't. Okay, here's my hang up with dating within the Bat fam is that you're dating in the Bat fam, so it's kind of incestuous. So it's gross.
So it's not older man, younger woman. That's not a problem. It's that
age gaps don't bother me. It's that.
It was within that, like, what the fuck? Yeah, because shit's gonna be complicated after that, huh?
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you.
Gross. Like, if you're on the same team, I get it. But the Bat fam, it's literally the Bat fam. I know they're not actually related to anyone else, except for Damian Wayne and Bruce Wayne, right? But it very much to me feels like if Dash from Incredibles and Violet from Incredibles were to, like, I know that's not an equivalence, but in my mind it very much is. That's just how it feels. I can't get around it. It's a hang up that I will have until the day that I die. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. I mean it with my full chest. From Daniel Fullman in the chat, he says, Weebo, how was your job about your injury? Did they understand or still want you to work? They were pretty cool about it. My boss is actually, like, I have the best boss ever. Straight up. No contest. Like, no one else's boss is better than my boss. My boss is the greatest. And she's, like, the best manager that you could ask for anything, because she is there for you. She is there for her team. She is there to help us achieve our goals as a team. And I really appreciate that about her. And it's not just because I'm so good at my job that she appreciates me for it. It's that we have a good vibe and energy going. So I appreciate that. She was very understanding. And then when I told her about what was going on, she was like, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. You know, all that jazz. And she gave me she would have given me the whole week off if I'd asked for it, but I didn't want to take the whole week off because I didn't want to use the PTO. But she would have been super flexible with me about it. Which was nice. The chat sees you as a Palpatine, Polly.
Yeah, but I mean, Palpatine, like, I mean, I'm not opposed. It's just, I don't know. I'd really like to, you know, every now and then go out there and do something myself, where Palpatine is all about the manipulating everybody, you know.
Indeed. Do you believe all of the convoluted mystical 4C nonsense that the extended universe brings to Palpatine's, like, character? Just, like, him being able to procreate with the Force, bring things back from the dead with the Force, procreate
I'm not
more.
I'm not the biggest fan of it. No,
No.
I think a lot of it was overdone. I like him as a lots of it I like. Some of it just goes too far. I guess that's the best way to say it. Like, yeah, he becomes like a cosmic being or something almost. It's like, what the fuck?
He's the ethereal sky daddy, but he's like the mean one.
Yeah, it's just odd. He comes across more like one of the cosmic characters from the Marvel universe than
Yeah.
a villain of an empire. You know.
I get that vibe too, to be honest. That's why I asked, because I'm like, I need confirmation bias that I'm right about this thing. What's a good litmus test for that? Polly. Okay, last question before we sign off. Do you think there are condoms in the utility belt?
I think there's what in the utility belt?
Condoms in the utility belt. This one's from Dana Fullman. Condoms in the utility belt. I'm guessing not just for the Bat, but for all of the Bat fam.
I would say yes, and because of their multiple uses, not just the one. If you know what I mean.
There's 1,001 uses for a condom, and only one of them is sex.
Yeah.
Really, name like 4 other uses for a condom.
Could fill it up with a gas of some sort, like where you want to like have it blow up on it, because he's got timed explosives, right? You need to seal something off, like oh no, the Joker has released his laughing gas into the, well, I'll just put this condom over this nozzle. Yeah, I know it all sounds very sexual, but you get my point. What
So
else
is that
could he
2
do
uses?
with it? He could use it as a because they are sterile. If he doesn't, if it is, you could use it as some sort of field gauze deal to stop bleeding. Oh, he could. There you go. He could use it as a tourniquet because they are long and stretchy, and he could tie off bleeding arms and legs in case he's used all his bat twine.
Bat twine. You don't think he would actually have an actual tourniquet in his utility belt?
Well, what happens if he already used it?
You don't think he has a secondary tourniquet in his utility belt?
I'm just saying, in case he doesn't. You said name 4 uses. There you go.
But would a condom be strong enough to actually be a useful tourniquet?
I think so.
I don't think so. Condoms rip, Polly.
Well, eventually, if you stretch them far enough, sure they will. But
Balloon animals.
Yeah, and then he could also make some balloon animals for children.
Darth Mondo's thinking outside the box. Smuggling drugs. And by outside the box, I mean the only literal one other use that I could think of for a condom. Keeping a baby fresh in the freezer. God damn it. Anyway. Well, now we have to test out this theory. I need a condom so I can use it as a tourniquet. They're all the way in the other room.
Collecting evidence.
Wouldn't the residue from the condom get all over the evidence?
It's just lube. When he puts it into the back computer, he can like program it to disregard any lubrication or spermicidal elements that are there.
Sometimes Batman MacGyvers it. Listen, future forensic scientists of America, do not use a condom as an evidence baggie.
A poor man's flashbang? Yeah, it's somewhere, damn it.
Okay, I'm being told to go to bed now.
Take meds, it's 9:05 p.m.
Thank you, phone. Okay, we're actually officially past time. So, Polly, is there anything that you wanted to shill before we signed off here this evening?
Just AAA on Wednesday over on my channel. Come by, good times, fun will be had by all, etc.
All right. I don't have anything right now to shill other than obviously this stream and all previous streams and my previous video. But I am working on 2 videos simultaneously currently that will hopefully be released in February. Oh, wait a second. I forgot that my YouTube anniversary is coming up on the 2nd of February. It will have been 6 years since I joined the YouTube sphere. And so as a result, we will
Lanny
be
Stanfield
having...
with a big healthy donation there. Look at that. Look at
Indeed. Thank you, Lanny Stanfield, for the donation. Tell Batman how you got those scars. Well, you want to know how I got these scars? I'll tell you later.
that. My
February
father was a
2nd.
drinker.
A Wednesday. I don't know the time yet, but we're gonna do a special Weebo celebration stream that day. So put it in your calendars, cause
6 fucking years, huh?
6 years, yeah.
Wow.
That was when I started this channel 6 years ago. All the way back in math 2016, right? Yes, 2016 because it's
right? I
2022.
don't know.
Math. This is why I went into computer science, because then the computers do the math for me. But yeah,
Right.
it'll have been 2016, so I was... Oh gosh, I was a senior in high school when I started this channel.
Whew.
This bad boy got me all the way through college. Whew. And that's where... Here I am today, 6 years later. Who would have thunk it? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, thank you so much for being here with me this fine evening. And Polly, thank you so much for being here with me this fine evening. I deeply appreciate you being here.
Yay.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I like that it takes forever.
I know. That fucking mega delay.
God damn.
The hell, Streamlabs.
Interesting. But anyway, thank you guys for being here on my return. I deeply appreciate it. And for those of you watching later on after the show is no longer live, thank you so much for being here. Also, deeply appreciate it. Thank you to those who liked, who commented, who shared, who subscribed, who donated especially. Without you guys, it would just be 2 idiots in a Discord talking to each other. Literally now it would just be 2 idiots in a Discord talking to each other, because that's where we are right now, is we're in the
It's
Discord.
literally what's happening.
I know. So we've made the meme a reality.
Nice.
Indeed. We've come full circle. So yeah. Thank you so much. And we will see you next week. Same time, same place, Polly? Unless anything...
What, you want to do Monday nights? Is that what you're saying?
God, no. Wait, no. I meant Sunday.
Oh, God. The schedule. Oh, anxiety. My heart's racing. You don't
Sunday.
have a problem. It's fine.
I might have a little bit of a tiny problem. Okay, we'll be back here Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah, 8 p.m. normal time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Normal time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, other than that, you guys have an excellent rest of your week, and I will see you then. Polly?
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.